And then back here, I have my microphone too, so hopefully that's helpful. Okay. So we're gonna start off this morning in our crocodile pose. So I'm gonna have you guys all come down onto your bellies, and we're going to lie down with legs open. So we'll be on our inner thighs, inner knees, and we're going to stack our forearms one on top of another and rest your forehead on your forearms. Good. So hopefully you have your camera in a place where you can still see the video down on the floor. But I know a lot of you are familiar enough with the things that we do that you can listen to. So if you want to come down onto crocodile, go ahead and stack your forearms. And just take a few moments now to allow your body to become still. If having your legs turned out, you find is it all constricting in the lower back, if it's uncomfortable, you can rest just on your kneecaps and on the tops of your feet. So you can have your legs neutral, that's fine. Otherwise, thighs are rotated open. And just start to relax through the back of your pelvis, allowing the leg bones to settle, allowing the inner knees to settle. And then feeling the place where your belly is in contact with the floor, start to feel your breathing. So crocodile is the perfect position to really feel that abdominal breathing. As you inhale, the navel will press down into the floor. You may feel your body rise a little bit. And as you exhale, there's a sense of settling. Good. So start to get in touch with the movement of your breath at the navel. And at the same time, relaxing between your shoulder blades. You might start to feel the chest fall towards the floor. You may feel the shoulder joints relaxing. And also relaxing up the back of the neck, allowing your head to be heavy. So the weight of your head really rests on the arms. Good. So we feel the floor, and everywhere that the floor is in contact with the body, and the body settling down. And then paying attention to that breath and seeing if we can start to lengthen. So as the inhalation moves in through the nose, we draw the breath down into the belly. And when you think you've taken in enough inhalation, see if you could inhale just a little more. And at the bottom of your exhale, when you feel that the lungs are empty, notice that you could draw the navel in and exhale just a little more. Good. So just very softly working with this idea of each breath being just a little bit longer. A little more breath moves in, and a little more breath moves out. And as you're doing this, give yourself all the time you need. So there's no hurry. And maybe with the lifestyle we're leading now, we're letting go of some of that hurrying in our day. So just softening the edges of each breath. Inhale a little more, allow the inhalation to just fall into the exhalation. Exhaling a little more, and then just allowing the inhalation to begin. And then when you feel ready, we're going to come up onto our forearms. So the hands can press softly into the floor, coming up into a Sphinx position. And once we're here, you can keep your legs in the crocodile, so rotated open, or if it's more comfortable, you can come to the tops of your feet. Okay, so we're in Sphinx pose. And from here now, we're going to gently bring the chin down towards the chest. So just as if you were trying to look at your own navel. And we're going to be doing half circles with the head. So from this position, we're going to roll the right ear towards the right shoulder and just a little bit back. And then again, right ear towards right shoulder, chin to chest. So as if you're doing a half moon to the right. And we'll do about 3 of those complete half circles. And then the next time that the chin is at the chest, we'll be making those half circles to the left. So the left ear will roll towards the left shoulder and then towards the back, left ear to left shoulder and chin to chest. And if being up this high in Sphinx is a little too much, your elbows can come out and you can lower the body. Otherwise, keep rolling. And then the next time that the chin is at the chest, we're going to bring the head into a complete rotation. So rolling right ear towards right shoulder, across the back line, left ear to left shoulder, chin to chest. And let's do it twice in each direction. So when you're ready, switching left. And then coming back to neutral, so you're looking straight ahead. Now we're going to bring the legs back to neutral. So we're back on the kneecaps, tops of the feet, and we're going to actually close the legs here. So walk your legs together, and then the hands are going to walk the upper body to the right. Excuse me. So imagine now that your pelvis is glued to the floor and the upper body is walking, and then lie down on your left cheek with the left arm above the head. So you'll be down on your belly on the floor, but you'll look something like this. And the left elbow is just soft and we're resting on the left cheek. And now directing the breath into the left side of the body. So again, those long inhalations, long exhalations, filling the side of the rib cage, down into the side of the waist. And then when you're ready, pressing into the palms of your hands, let's walk back through center. Again, the pelvis is stuck in position. Walking the shoulders and head over to the left and coming to rest on your right cheek. And the right arm will just frame the head. The palm is down on the floor, elbow is bent. And awareness comes to that opening through the right side of the body. So feeling it now through the waist, shoulder joint, all along the rib cage. Long, deep breaths. And then when you're ready, again, pressing into the palms of your hands, walk the body back to neutral. Palms are down on either side of the rib cage, and we're going to press back into a child's pose. So if child's pose is more comfortable with your forehead on a block, and you have a block, you might grab that here, and we'll have the thighs closed, forehead resting on the block. Arms could be alongside or out in front. And now folded into your child's pose, you can feel that same pressure at the navel as you breathe. Inhaling, the belly presses down into the tops of the thighs, body rises up. And on the exhale, let go, let go. Good. And the forehead is supported, so better that the sit bones are up in the air. And with what's been going on in my knees, my sit bones are always way up in the air in child's pose now. But we want to be able to rest the neck. So if the floor is good, forehead's on the floor. Otherwise, it's up on the block. And we're going to take our fingertips now to the back of the neck. So keeping your head down on the floor, if it's okay, fingertips will come to the back of the neck. And we're just going to find those two long muscles that travel along the vertebra on either side and pressing in and drawing little circles. It also feels good to pinch that space between the neck and the shoulders. So just a little self-massage here, moving across the shoulders, up the back of the neck. And also little circles along the base of the skull out towards the back of the ears. Good, so just exploring with your own touch, sensation in the upper back and back of the neck. And maybe you can have the feeling that your head gets heavier as you kind of release this tension, feeling more supported by the floor or the block. And then when you're ready, the hands can come back to the floor. You can walk yourself up. And then if you're okay kneeling, we'll be kneeling now. Again, the block, a bolster, a cushion can make kneeling better. You can bring something underneath your sit bones. Or if it's more the pressure in your ankles, sometimes a blanket across your heels is nice. So try supporting a kneeling position if kneeling is possible. So for me, I can kneel for a while. And then when my knees start getting funky, I gotta go back to seated. If you have an injury in your knee and this is just not a good place to be, let's be in easy pose. Okay, so it'll be in legs crossed, something under your sit bones. And wherever you are now, we're going to interlace the fingers, bring the hands underneath the chin, and exhaling completely, we'll round forward. And as you inhale, begin to fill the belly. Sitting up a little taller, begin to fill the chest, your elbows are lifting, and as the lungs are full, the eyes are at the ceiling. And then exhaling, rolling back forward, elbows are closing, chest empties, belly empties, navel draws in. Good. So 4 more, just like this. Complete breath, inhaling, lifting and opening the front of the body, elbows lift, eyes up. And as you exhale, rolling forward, we're closing and contracting. So just like when we were practicing in crocodile pose, give yourself all the time you need to completely fill and empty. No rushing. And also paying attention to this really lovely movement along the spine. So as we're inhaling, we're opening the front of the spine. And as we're exhaling, we're opening along the back of the spine. And the next time that you're open, sitting up nice and tall, we'll come to neutral. And looking straight ahead, let's press the palms up towards the ceiling. So fingers stay interlaced, we're pressing up nice and tall. And then relax shoulders and elbows and inhale, press up. Exhale, relax, good. Keep going, 3 more. Again, following this full body breath, inhale, press up. Exhale, down. Last one, inhale, press up through the palms, nice and tall. And this time as you exhale, release your hands and the hands will float down alongside. Good. Let's take 3 big shoulder rolls here. Shoulders up to the ears, press back, release down and roll forward. As you're moving, relax through the elbows, through the hands and fingers. Good. And the next time the shoulders are back, just drop the arms. And we're going to be working with something today that's called couch pose. So for couch pose, we're going to be resting on the side body. And we're going to start by being on the left hip. Okay, so you want to come on down to your mat, resting on the left hip. And then my favorite way to support my head is just to have it resting inside my arm. You might want to grab a little cushion or a blanket if there's some other way you want to keep your head up. But better not to just have it hanging down onto the floor. So somehow supported. Okay. Good. So I'm down on the floor and I'm gonna have my head up just so you can hear me better, but you can be resting your head down on the inner arm. Good. And your knees are bent to help you balance. We're gonna start with some shoulder work. So we'll take the right fingertips, bring the right fingertips to the shoulder. Bring the elbow in nice and close to the body, just like a little wing. And we're gonna do 5 big circles. So the elbow will come forward and up, around and through. Again, so keep going. Let's do about 5, just like this. Good, moving slowly and just paying attention to sensation in the shoulder joint, any little sweet spots that might feel a little sticky, take it slow. Good. And then we're going to bring the fingertips up to the ceiling. So your arm is coming straight out of the shoulder joint, hand is open. And then from here, let's drop the arm back just a little bit. So take it slow, find that place where your arm just kind of stops on its own. You might feel the shoulder blades slide towards one another. And at first we're holding this with a really active hand. So my fingers are spread, my palm is open, and I'm reaching just a little bit. And then try this with a really relaxed arm. So now the hand will soften, the elbow will bend a little bit. Good. And now bringing the fingertips back to the ceiling. Again, hand is awake. And we'll bring the bicep down towards the right ear. Now we're going to be waving the arm. So as you exhale now, let's bring the arm back alongside so it's resting on the hip. On the inhalation, the arm comes up, touches the ear. On the exhale, back down alongside. So better now to follow the pace of your own breath. Inhaling the arm up to the ear and reach a little bit. And exhaling, coming back down. And the next time your arm is back on your side, so don't hurry, but when you get here, we'll stay here. Good. Okay, so now we're going to start working with the leg. What we're going to do is take the right big toe and just touch the toe out in front of the body. So hopefully I'm all in frame still. I'll come back just a little bit. Good. So my big toe is tapping, my knee is very bent, and my right hand is just resting on the mat to keep me balanced. Bring your knee in as close to your body as it goes. Press the heel up towards the ceiling, and then knee in towards your body, and tap. Okay, so that's the movement. Knee in, heel up, knee in, and tap. Good. And as best you can, we're balancing on that left hip joint. So sometimes there's a feeling of kind of rolling back. You should feel a little weight in the right palm as you're balancing. And now the next time your heel is up towards the ceiling, let's stay there. The knee can be bent, that's fine. And the right hand will come behind the leg in support. Let's work the ankle, so flexing and pointing toes. And rolling the ankle joint, so use your big toe to draw some circles. Good, one way and the other way. Good. And again, moving through the ankle joint. Good. I'm just getting those little clicks and cracks out. Now we're going to draw the leg towards the body. So you can keep your hand where it is on the back of the leg and just put a little weight behind it. If you find your big toe without straining, you can hold the big toe. So holding the big toe means your neck or shoulders are reaching too much. Just be here. So we're drawing the leg in, long, deep breaths. Again, and we'll take a break for a moment. So go ahead and release your leg. You may even want to bring it back down to legs closed. And then when all feels well, we'll come back in. So again, knee into the belly, heel up, and supporting the leg. Good. So I think that's nice opening through the back of the leg. And if you keep your toes flexed a little bit, you feel that through the back of the calf as well. Good. And then when you're ready, we're going to restack the legs. And now we're going to be moving into a quad stretch. So let's see if we can bring the right arm behind the body, find the right ankle or right top of the foot, and then bring your knees as closed as they go. Maybe there's a little flex in the right toes if you're able to hold your ankle. And we're going to do this two ways. First way, the knee moves back a little bit, pelvis presses forward. Okay, and so largely we're feeling this in the top of the thigh and the quads. Not much going on in the low back. Hold and breathe. And then we're going to stop pressing the pelvis forward. Let the knee come back a little bit more. Let the shoulder come back. And we're moving into what might feel like a king dancer pose or a half bow. So now there's a little squeeze in the lumbar spine. Knees moving back, shoulders moving back, opening along the right front of the body. And then when you're ready, let's release the leg. Right fingertips are back in front of the body. Both legs straighten and toes point. Good. So we're going to try now lifting both legs together, balancing on the left hip. Good. So engaging through the core of the body. You might firm your buttocks a little, draw the belly in a little bit. You might feel the toes reaching one way, left fingertips the other. Okay. If your balance feels good, you can bring your hands together. Interlace your fingers. Or keep your right hand in front for support. Good. 2 more breaths. And then bring the legs down. And from here, let's roll onto our backs. Good. And once you're on your back, you can draw your knees in towards your belly, and let's just roll out the low back. Good. Maybe draw some circles up on the ceiling with the knees, massaging the lumbar spine, the back of the pelvis. Good. And circles are in both directions. I'll go ahead and switch. Again. And then when you're ready, you can roll yourself up and come to resting now on the right hip. Again, so the setup is the same. We're on the right hip, knees are bent. Again, the head is resting on the inner arm or on a blanket or cushion. Again. And then once you're there, left fingertips will come to the left shoulder. And again, we'll be doing those little circles. So just like a little wing, the elbow comes up, around and through. And if you're finding that your breath is moving with the elbow, that's great. You might inhale up, around, exhale down and through. Any of these movements can be done with the eyes closed. And with the eyes closed, it's even easier to feel what you're doing. Again, just noticing any little clicks or cracks, any sweet spots that are maybe a little sticky. And just moving slowly, mindfully through your rotation. And then let's bring the arms straight up. So again, we're at a 90-degree angle from the body. Fingers are open. Good, palm is awake. And now the arm will drop behind you just a little bit. So start to move back, dropping, dropping, and you find that place where the arm just stops. There's no forcing. So again, if you want to close your eyes, you could go to your upper back, feel the shoulder blades moving towards one another. You might go to the front of your shoulder with your awareness, feel the opening there. And we'll stay here for a few breaths now, letting the arm go soft. So now you can feel your fingers kind of curl in towards the palm. Suddenly the elbow is soft and bent just a little bit. Good. And then let's bring the fingertips back to the ceiling. Again, open the hand. And now we're going to start waving. So let's bring the bicep down towards the ear. Take a big inhalation, reach through your fingers. And then exhale, the arm comes up and back to resting on your hip. Inhale, fingertips to the ceiling. Bicep drops to your ear. Exhale alongside. Again, flow with the rhythm of your own breath. And it's kind of like you're signaling a ship out at sea. It's always the feeling I get from doing this. Yeah. Inhaling, filling, and opening the side of the body. Exhaling, floating up and down. And your movement is as smooth as your breath. Again. The next time your arm is alongside, again, don't hurry, but when you get there, we'll get ready for moving the lower body. So the left hand will be out in front of you on the floor. Left big toe touches. Okay, so here we go. Let's bring the knee in towards the belly. Press the heel up towards the ceiling. And the knee in towards your belly. And then tap the big toe. Okay, so it's getting that hip joint ready. Again, the knee does not need to come straight. Just feeling that length through the back of the leg as the heel reaches. And just getting some warmth into the left hip joint. And the next time the leg is up in the air, we'll stay there. Again. So again, we're supporting from behind and working with the ankle joint, flexing and pointing the toes. Good, maybe drawing circles with the big toe. And then drawing the leg towards you. So again, we can put a little weight on the back of the thigh, the back of the calf. If you reach the toe, okay, you can hold your toe. So in the continuing saga of my knee, it's doing a little better every week, but I don't want to straighten this leg all the way. So on this side, I'm holding behind instead of holding my toe. Again, so part of practice is making a good judgment call on which variation of our postures is the healthiest for you. And again, if we press through the heel a little bit, we're feeling the calf muscle, the hamstrings. And give yourself a little break. So the knee will bend, you can close your legs and rest. You kind of feel the muscles let go. And then we'll come back in. So when you're ready, knee in towards the belly, leg up, holding toe or supporting behind. Again, draw the leg in, follow your breathing. Good, one more breath. And then we'll allow the legs to close and we're getting ready for our quad stretch. So here, the left hand comes behind, finds the left ankle if it's possible. Otherwise, you might be holding the top of your foot or even the top of your toes. If you can hold your ankle, the foot might flex. And close your knees as best you can. So bring them as close as they go before the knee moves back. Again, once you're here, the pelvis is pressing forward a little bit. And we're feeling this posture in the top of the thigh. And you might feel it a bit too in your knee and your wrist and your shoulder, everything that's kind of working to make this posture happen, but it shouldn't be painful. Okay. And then we'll think about that opening through the front of the left side of the body. So no longer pressing the pelvis, instead, the knee moves back a little more, the pelvis tilts back, left shoulder moves back, and we're coming to what again feels like King Dancer pose or a half bow. If you really want to feel King Dancer pose, you might try straightening your right leg. And of course, that will challenge your balance quite a bit more than having the knee bent. And 2 more breaths. And when you're ready, releasing the ankle, legs restack. Left fingertips are out in front of the body. Bring your knees straight, point your toes. And we're thinking now about balancing on the hip. So engaging into the belly, firming the buttocks a little bit, both legs lift. Again, if you want to challenge your balance a little more, instead of having your left fingertips out in front, you might interlace the fingers. You can do temple hands, which means the pointer fingers are pointing up, fingers are interlaced. So these are temple hands. Good. Let your fingers reach, toes reach. 2 more breaths. And then relax, legs come down, knees bend. If the left hand went up, it's back in front of you. Good. And then from here, we're going to come back onto our backs. And again, we're drawing the knees in and rolling out lower back. Take it both directions. You can rock or you can draw circles with the knees. And then we're going to keep the knees in nice and close to the belly. And the palms are going to come down onto the floor. And we're going to try dropping the legs from side to side. So first, both knees fall to the right. And stay here for a moment. So the knees are down. In me, my left shoulder pops up. So your shoulder might stay firm on the ground or it might pop up a little bit. It's okay. And we're going to use the breath to move from side to side. So as you exhale, draw your belly in, draw the thighs close to you, roll across your low back, and both knees drop to the left. As best you can in this position, again, relax your right shoulder, right elbow. Exhale, draw the belly in, roll across the low back, thighs are close to you. Inhale, knees drop. Exhale, draw the belly in, roll across the low back, and both knees drop left. So inhaling and dropping. So you got to keep moving from side to side. So on the exhalation, you're lifting the knees, drawing the thighs in close, rolling across. And on the inhalation, the knees are dropping and just let go. And so getting warmed up at the navel here. Good. And both sides one more time. Good. And when you've moved to both sides one more time, we're back in neutral, hugging the knees in towards the belly. Good. And then let your feet come back to the floor, legs come out long, and just give yourself a full body stretch. So reach through your fingertips, reach through alternate heels, just get nice and long on the floor. And then when you're ready, we're going to roll ourselves up to seated. Okay, so we're going to do a Yin-style open leg forward fold now. So bring yourself up onto your sit bones, nice and tall, and the heels are separated to a distance where you're feeling a little stretch, but not too much, right? Because we'll feel a lot more when we come forward. And then it's not a bad idea to support your sit bones from behind. So if you have a little cushion, if you have a folded Mexican blanket, we can walk that behind. And just placing it under the sit bones will feel a lot easier now sitting up tall. So we have our fingertips and we're going to brush right fingertips towards left ankle and back. Left fingertips towards right ankle and back. And so we're neutral and then pelvis tilts and neutral. And now we're going to brush forward and back. So both fingertips brush forward and back. And as we get ready to tip forward and hold this, you may want some kind of prop. So depending on what you have, bolsters are great. Block could be good. If you don't have anything like that, we can just have our hands too. Okay. So we're going to sit up nice and tall through the center line of the body. And the first motion here is just hip joints. So you could think you're leading with navel and heart, tip, tip, tip. And when you get to that place where you stop, you can keep your head up if that's better. So for some people, it's easier to breathe with the head lifted. You can stay here. or you can continue to soften in. So I might also drop my head around my shoulders. Okay. And you can be coming down over whatever prop you've supplied for yourself. So you can be rolling down onto your bolster. You can be bringing your forearms onto stacked blocks. Again, if you don't have any extra equipment, you can just have your hands. But there's something to support the body. So hands, forearms. And we're going to be here for about 2 minutes. Okay. So when we hold something in a yin style, we hold it a little longer. So you don't want to be right at capacity. So if the stretch is so strong that you're kind of girding your teeth a little bit, we'll want to back off. So maybe bring your heels a little closer or bring your upper body a little bit higher. Because our goal here is to let go of tension. So bring your awareness to the places in your body where you feel this. Most likely the backs of the thighs, the inner thighs, maybe a little bit in the lower back as well. And just feel the breath moving in those spaces. So as you inhale, can you imagine the breath moving into the inner thighs, the backs of the legs, the area of the groin? So this whole space where sensation is strong expands as you breathe in. And as you exhale, can you feel that each of these spaces is letting go, releasing, releasing. Good. So just breathing long with the sensation, drawing fresh energy in, exhaling tension. And now keeping these areas in your awareness, start to move to other places where you feel this posture. So there's more peripheral areas that might not be in your attention at first, but you might also feel something happening between the shoulder blades as the shoulders drop forward. You may feel this in the backs of your knees or in your feet. So just exploring your whole body. And anywhere you find gripping, tension, let go. And soft hands, soft feet. Relaxing across the forehead, softening the jaw. And for the last 10 breaths that we hold this position, you may want to move to an ujjayi or ocean breath. So that means constricting the throat a little bit and listening to the sound of your breathing. Making each breath a little longer. Let go, let go. And then when you're ready, you're going to start to move out. So use your hands to help you start to slowly walk yourself back to a neutral position. And we can move any props that we might have been using off to the side. The hands now are going to step behind the body. So fingers are forward, step behind the body. And we're going to lift the heart up to the ceiling. So looking up, lift your heart. And just take 3 big breaths right into the sternums, right into the center of the chest. Good. And then back to neutral. And the hands will help the legs close. Let's come to an easy pose. So holding the legs in front. Okay. Again, we're up on our sit bones. Hands are resting on the knees, and we're going to undulate the spine. So heart, belly, press forward, pull out to the side and back. Other side and forward, big circles. And whenever you're ready, we'll switch directions. Coming back to center, inhale the arms up overhead, press through the palms, big breath in. And exhale, arms down. Okay, from here we'll move to our table position. And from table, we'll be moving right up into a downward dog. Yeah, so downward dog is a great pose for kind of resetting everything. Starting in a place where the wrists are under the shoulders, knees are under the hips, toes turn under, lift up. And once you're up in your downward facing dog, you can press opposite heels. You can dip the hips from side to side. Rise up on your toes. Good. And we're softly pressing the floor away, lengthening the whole back of the body. Good. And then we'll come back down to the knees for a moment to rest. And what we're going to be doing now is moving between downward dog and high plank. So if your wrists need a break for a moment, you might just come up onto your knees, roll your wrists, wiggle your fingers. And what we'll do is we'll take an inhalation during which we'll be in down dog, so big stretch. And then as you exhale, we're going to float out into high plank, draw the belly in, firm the buttocks, and give ourselves a nice squeeze. Inhale, moving back to dog. So let's do between 5 and 8. If you need to come on your knees and rest, do that. We're in table position. Toes are under, big inhalation, come to down dog. Again, so you're pressing sit bones up towards the ceiling, and then when you're ready to exhale, float out over your wrist. We're nice and tall. This is not chaturanga. Firm the buttocks, squeeze the belly, breath is out of the body, and then inhale back to dog. Exhale, float out over the wrists, squeeze the breath out, firming thighs, buttocks, belly. Inhale back to dog. Good. So again, I'd like you to pace this with your own breath. You want to hold each position just a little longer, you can. And the movement here is hip joints and shoulder joints. The back stays neutral. Okay, so we're not dropping down into the elbows. Shoulder joints, hip joints. Inhaling nice and long. And then exhaling, squeeze. And whenever you hit your magic number, whatever that might be, from downward dog, bend your knees a lot, come up on your tiptoes, walk your hands back towards your feet, and we'll come to a standing forward bend, ragdoll. And when you get to the place where you're in ragdoll, your fingertips might be on the floor, they might be on a block, or they might be pretzel, hands resting at opposite elbows. Knees are either just soft or bent a little bit. And just let the weight of your head and the weight of your shoulders lengthen the spine. Get our balanced over the arches of the feet. And then drawing your belly in, let's roll up very slowly. So restacking the spine, vertebra by vertebra, moving back towards mountain pose. And when you get to the place where you're back in mountain pose, you might check down with your feet. Okay, toes are forward, ankles are right underneath the hip joints. And we're going to do some hip rolls. So for our hip rolls, we're going to do 5 in one direction and then 5 in the other. Allowing the weight of the body to move over the left arch, the right knee lifts. Okay, so it might help to have your arms out for balance, or you might like the hands in prayer, or you might like to have your hand on a wall or a chair. Press the knee open, around. So again, the goal is 5 one way. Might be some clicks, might be some cracks. And then 5 the other way where the knee moves back, around. And standing leg is strong, knee is straight, but soft, not locked. And put down. Again, weight of the body now shifts out over the right arch. Again, arms are open or closed, however balance is better, or maybe the hand is on a wall. Knee comes up, press back, around, and through. About 5 circles with the knee. And pay attention to your 2 sides if they're a little different. Mine are very different these days. Good. When you've done 5 the other way, knee back, around, and through. And when you've gotten to your number, coming back to mountain pose, walk around a little bit. A nice release is something called chicken kicks. So in chicken kicks, thighs stay straight and we just bring our heels up and back. Nice release for the lower legs. And then again, we're standing tall in mountain. We're going to open the legs, rotate the thighs open so the toes are pointing towards the short corners, hands are on the hips. And we'll just take some little squats here. So down into the knees and take it easy. And the next time you're tall, knees are straight, we'll interlace the fingers behind the back, just like that. And the hands are going to move down towards the floor, shoulder blades together. Lift your chin towards the ceiling. And again, be soft with this. And just a lovely opening here through the neck and throat, through the upper chest. And then relax, bring your eyes forward, soften your elbows. So your hands are sitting on your sacrum. Good. We're going to tip out 3 times over the legs. Keeping the knees straight, tipping at the hip joints. When your body stops, deep bend in the knees, push into your feet, come up. Good. Again, inhale long over the legs. Deep bend in your knees, push in, come up. And time number 3, we're going to try holding this. So tip out over your legs. And in this position, find your balance. Good. So you feel your feet, you feel your weight over your arches, elbows straighten. Slide your shoulder blades together. And then it's up to you. You can keep your hands here, or they might come up off the body. Eyes are on the floor. And then hands back to the sacrum, deep bend in your knees. And this time we're going to let the hands fall to the floor. So if you do have a block, if you want it, you can grab it here. Otherwise, knees are bent, hands are on the floor. And we're going to move into just a soft forward fold here. Yeah, so letting the head and shoulders drop. And then start straightening your knees to your capacity. So again, do it slow. So some people will come to straight legs, others will stay bent. If your knees come straight, you can lean back into your heels and point your big toes in towards center line. So we call this snow plowing or being pigeon-toed. Good. And now for about 10 breaths, we're just relaxing into forward fold. I can keep my back flat like I'm doing here if that's better, or dropping in. With the head low, we're feeling some fresh energy moving up into the forehead, the space behind the eyes. And dropping the head is good for circulation. We bring a lot of oxygen to the brain. As we start to think about coming back up, hands are on the block or on the floor. Bend your knees, turn your toes back out. So we're back in our squatting position. Drawing the belly in a little bit. Tip, tip, tip. Come up, shoulders back, down. And we'll step back to mountain pose. Take a nice big inhalation. Press the palms up towards the ceiling. And exhale, hands. Alrighty, and now from here, we're going to come into our relaxation pose. So we'll come down onto the floor in Shavasana. If you're in a room that has lighting, you can dim your lights. Here, we're just full of sunlight this morning, so take it. And being at home too, if you have some kind of eye pillow or even a sock works, or if you have something that you can place over your eyelids too, and create that feeling of darkness, even in the morning. Just make sure you're warm enough. If you need a blanket, something over the chest, maybe putting socks on. And something under the hat is good too. So a firm cushion. Again, if you have one of the Buckwheat hull cushions, they're very nice for the back of the head. Folded blanket works well. And the chin is tucked just a little bit so that you're on the back of your head and the neck is long. Shoulders are rolled open and the backs of the hands are alongside. And when you get to a place where you feel comfortable, the eyes will close. And allow a feeling of stillness into the body. So from your crown to your heels to your fingertips, the whole body sinks in. Feel your elbows soften, your knees soften. As you are aware of your body now, you notice the only real movement is the flow of your breath. Relax across your forehead and the space around your eyes. Across your cheekbones. Soften the jaw. Travel around the ears. Across the back of your head. Down the back of the neck. The sides of your neck. Relax your throat. As the throat relaxes and lets go, feel the tongue soften. The insides of your cheeks soften. And for a few moments now, just resting in the sensation of breath in the nose. Relax across your upper back, down between your shoulder blades. Feeling the muscles in the chest relax, soften. Maybe you bring your awareness to the space of the heart center. And just feel the breath moving in and out of that space. So the movement is not nearly as big as what we feel at the belly when we focus on breath in the belly. But you can feel the subtle movement of breath in and out of the center of the chest. So maybe the sternum is lifting just a little bit. On the exhale, relaxing, letting go. Now into the upper arms and elbows. Into the lower arms and wrists, relax your hands. Softening, fingers curl. Again, softening into the palms and wrists, lower arms and elbows, the upper arms and shoulders. And just feel your arms lying beside you, heavy, supported. Travel into the sides of your rib cage, into the sides of your waist. And softening now through the lower back. And maybe you can feel your lower back drop just a little bit more towards the floor. Softening the muscles in the abdomen and feeling the breath flow in and out of the abdomen. We have a real tendency to grip at the belly, so you may have relaxed your abdomen, but see if you can go in and relax it even a little more. Let go of the belly. Soften down into the hip joints, the thighs, the knees, lower legs and ankles. Soften your feet. And just feeling the floor underneath your heels. Your legs are heavy, resting on the floor. And now bringing your whole body into your awareness, crown to heels to fingertips, and the whole body breathes. So feel every cell in your body draw in fresh inhalation. Feel your whole body expand. And as you exhale again, every cell in the body breathes out. And as you breathe out, you feel any tensions or fatigues move out of the body. And so just keep following that breath that fills, invigorates, energizes, brings nourishment in. And following that exhalation that lets go of what you don't need to be carrying anymore. Physically, energetically. We're going to get ready to sit on our cushion. So being very gentle with yourself and as best you can, keeping your awareness inside the body. You can roll to the right side and begin to make your way to your seated position. And when you find yourself seated, you might bring your shoulders up to your ears, press back and release down the body. You might drop your chin just a little bit so the crown faces the ceiling, the back of the neck is long. Feel that place where your sit bones touch the cushion or blankets. And we're going to come into a mudra for a calm heart. And a mudra means a hand position. So we're going to take the left palm and just place the left palm on your heart. And the elbow just rests alongside the body. And then the right hand is going to be in the wisdom mudra. So that's pointer finger and thumb touch. The rest of the fingers are open. And the hand is the same height as your shoulder. Again, so you want to open your eye just a little bit if you want to see me. Left hand is on my heart. Right hand, wisdom mudra. And your shoulders remain relaxed and away from the ears. Close your eyes. And we're going to do a breath where on the inhalation, you fill completely the belly, the chest. It's a very soft, subtle, complete breath. And then exhale completely. And so it's different from when we do complete breath as part of our practice, as part of our meditation. Focus is more on the heart center. And the movement of breath is soft and subtle. And start to feel how still your body is. The face is serene. You might imagine yourself like a statue. A statue of a goddess or the Buddha. Beautiful, calm. And then let's bring our hands together at the heart. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. And now we'll gently rub the palms together. And bring your warm hands over your eyes. And allow your eyes to slowly open. And the hands to come away when you're ready. And just give yourself a moment to sit and be still. Thank you all so much for being here today, for zooming on in. It was wonderful.
Thank you, Tracy.
Thank you, Tracy.
Thank you.
Namaste. Thank you. And as always, if you have any requests, I do requests for specific practices or anything that you want to work with, be it parts of the body, feel free to email me, tracy@hibuffalo.org. Yeah, so have a wonderful week. Keep enjoying your time online and your time at home.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Great.
Bye-bye.
That was a really wonderful class, Tracy. Thank you.
Oh, good. I'm glad. Yes,
Bye.
glad we can all be here.
Tracy, when you go outside, there's a flyover at 11:45. You know?
Oh, okay.
So you might see it as when you go on your way home.
Yeah.
From 11:45 till 1:45. It's going to start in Lewiston and go over all the hospitals.
Oh, wow.
So-
Okay. Is that the Air Force doing it or?
The Air Force, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Cool.
So it might be kind of neat.
Yeah, they'll probably be flying over me on the thruway, right?
Yeah.
Back to,
Cool. So enjoy it.
yeah, good. It's good to know what it is too.
Yeah. Thanks so much. This was great. Thanks a lot.
Good. I'm so glad.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Uh,